This is Tiger Turbulence, uncensored, unleashed, and turning the torch up on SFA identities. Last episode, Basti from the Furies came on, and though he embarrassed himself in the fact or crap by getting most of the questions wrong, he did redeem himself by throwing the hot seat challenge out to another dragon. So far, 2 dragons have been challenged and refused to sit in the hot seat. But finally, amongst these fire-scared geckos stands a real dragon. Welcome to the hot seat, Serial Thriller.
Yeah, g'day Turbo, good to be here. Happy to be sitting in the hot seat.
I am rapt to finally get a dragon in this seat. So I actually thought you guys had a ban on my show or something because it just didn't seem like any of you were prepared to man up and get in here. Anyway, this is how it works. I ask the questions, you answer. If I don't like what I'm hearing, the heat will be turned up. Are you ready?
Yeah, mate, go for it.
Serial Thriller. How'd you get your name?
Named after a Prodigy song, Serial Thriller, on, I think it was the Father of the Land album, late 90s. I was a big Prodigy fan growing up. So sort of just hopped on. I went, big footy, I was just a bit of a lurker back in the day when I first joined up, so you just bang in whatever. And yeah, nothing really creative. And it wasn't really until I joined SFA that I was sort of on regularly, and you can capitalise it and make it all neat, but it is what it is now. I'm not one to change things.
So it was musically inspired by Prodigy?
Yeah, mate. It's funny when you go on these matches each week, and I'm usually banging on about the Prodigy whenever I get an opportunity, and there's always someone on every team who likes the Prodigy. So Agent 93 is a big fan. He's at Hawks, and Pugsley, your mate Pugsley at the Bombers, he's a massive fan of him. So
you would have been rapt when you first heard the first hot seat when I had Firestarter as the beginning.
That's fine. I'm an avid listener. It's because of Firestarter.
Yeah, I don't mind Prodigy either. Righto. Now, you're spoken as a future leader of the BC. Is this something you aspire to be?
Which BC is this? Is this Basti's one, or is it more?
This is the real one. The
real one.
The one where you use your signs and symbols and all that stuff, mate. You know the one.
Which one?
You know the one.
I don't. It's the first I've heard of it. What's going on?
Look, you play werewolf, don't you?
Oh, fuck that thing. Yeah.
Yeah, well, we know what's going on. So you're not going to disclose anything on there?
No, mate.
Righto.
I've only just started playing werewolf a few weeks ago. Some dickhead like Chipmunk probably invited me in there, and it's like a drug. I hate this thing. I hate it. I can hate it, but you just can't get away.
But if you hate it...
I send the tag out to you every Sunday saying, come on, join up. And you just say, no, not going to do it this week. But yeah, you sign up and you're stuck there.
Didn't you try and get Metal Crusher into it?
Yeah, I reckon he'd be good. He'd be real good. Because you wouldn't be able to read him. You know what he's like. He's up and down all over the shop. You wouldn't be able to get a read on whether he's good or bad. He'd be good.
So you haven't got him in there?
I'll work on him, mate. I'll get him hooked on it.
Okay. Now, you stated the Coach 16 makes a good pizza.
What
was on it? What was on it?
It was about 4 different sorts of cheeses. It was pretty fancy stuff, mate. It was beyond my abilities. It was, it had about, I can't remember exactly what was on it, but there was 4 different sorts of cheeses. There was some mushrooms, various Italian sausages. It looked pretty good.
Okay, I'm liking the sound of that. Any anchovies?
Oh, I'm a big fan of anchovies, but I don't think there was any on that one.
That's a shame. I do love anchovies. The other thing I do like on a pizza is chili. Did you have chili on it?
Yeah. My wife hates chili, so sort of you got to do the half-half pizza. But no, I like a bit of spice to it.
Not half-half. Just go full pizza, one each.
Yeah, I do that because I'll eat the whole thing, one whole one myself, and I'll get leftovers the next day because she can't eat hers. It's good.
Now, when are you going to overthrow that squib ace Andy and take over the Dragons and put the fire back in the side?
I don't know, mate. I'm pretty happy where I am right now. No responsibilities, do what I want. You could do what you got set up with Ned. You get him to do all the hard work and you just sit back and take all the glory. Probably wouldn't mind that sort of deal, but...
Absolutely. That's how you be a smart captain. Well, just push the little squib out the way. I mean, he doesn't come on the show. Why doesn't he come on the show? He would have spoken to you about this. At least you tell me, because he won't.
Yeah, it's interesting. He hasn't told me exactly. I don't know what happened between you guys in the past and why it didn't go about, but he's not happy with you now, the way you've been pressuring him. Because I spoke to him before I went on this, and I said, because he knew I was going to be on, and he says, you want me to say anything to him? And he says, let him know that and this is pretty strong words for Ace, he says, let him know that he's a despicable piece of shit.
Yes! Finally! a little glimmer, a little spark coming out. We might be able to get some fire out of the little dragon yet.
He's not happy, mate.
All right.
He's furious.
Oh, I'm happy about that. Well, tell him to come on the show and let me know. I'm more than happy to meet,
I think
the coach would say.
You got the work cut out there. I mean, you know what the tipping point was, you reckon? Because I reckon, I don't know whether he was just playing along initially, just playing hard to get, but that charity thing, that was the, he called it, I'm going to quote him again here, the lowest act he's seen on the Sweet FA. What happened?
Oh, that's made my day. Oh, beautiful. I'm glad.
I can see where he's getting it. He didn't want to be on it. Now he looks like a dickhead because he's sort of
because he's a squib and he's backed away. Oh, what did he make then of my and I won't let him know that you released it, but that footage you released of him at home when he was getting all upset on the computer. What did he make of that one?
What did he think? He didn't say anything about that. I had a chuckle. It was pretty funny, but I know he would have. I can't imagine he would have taken it well.
No, I bet he didn't. And I posted it in your Dragon team thread too, so he loved it.
And then there's LGP as well. He,
yeah. But I'm only taking one at a time, and I've really got my focus on Ace Andy because, it's just the love. Got to love it. I think it'll keep until he sits in the chair. This is going to keep going, and if he doesn't know anything about Tiger Terms, he should know. I'm a dogged bastard. I don't ever let anything go. So
good luck to you, mate. I think you're going to get work cut out.
No, I'm fine. I'm happy that you shared that it is pissing him off because otherwise I probably would have given it up because...
fuck. You won't be happy with... I'm going to get demoted to back pocket now.
Because there's no point doing it if it doesn't affect anyone. Water off a bloody duck's back. But the fact that it's actually... He's got this little coal burning away inside of him. Got a little bit of turbo inside of him. So that's made my day. All right, now... You seem pissed off that a non-listed player got a horse in the Melbourne Cup sweep this year. Is that because you didn't get one?
I was thinking about it. I didn't want to run the risk of getting last, mate. I got spooked. I didn't want that. What was it, donkey or something like that? I wasn't too keen on it.
So what was your problem?
Then you didn't want Lunity getting after you. You saw what Looney was like in that thread. It seemed like you're approving horse racing by joining that list. You're getting on his list, mate. Yeah, you don't want that.
Now, you seem to have your finger on the rookies' pulses. Where's PM Bangers going next season?
Oh, yeah, I've heard this sort of rumour floating around that he might be moving because he's pretty good at the Hawks. He complements them well. You know what the Hawks are like. They've got a few guys. They've got a bit of a hard edge to them. So him and Chip and Porps are sort of they're the softer edge, the balancing part of it. So I reckon he's good at them. But I reckon he'll be in high demand. I reckon he's the hot favourite for the EKA. He's got a couple of ideas. He's already had a thread or two already in media, and he's got another one he's probably going to be letting drop in the next week or so, which looks pretty good. You might have heard about it, mate.
Yeah.
But I reckon he's the hot favourite.
Yeah, well, I think once he got in the hot seat, his profile just went through the roof.
A bit of publicity.
Now, the Dragons call the Warriors the Karens. Why is that?
The Karens, because they're whinging all the time, mate. You go in there and they start whinging. They're just predisposed to I don't know what word. They're just, as soon as they're in a threat with the Dragons, they expect it to be a disaster. And your mate, ND, he's probably the leading cause of that. He hates the Dragons. And Warriors are an interesting one. Like individually, I think they're all great blokes. Like Dr. Tonga Bob a lot and Tiff and media. Big fan of his, and Pants and Harry. I love them all, but they get in the match thread and they just turn into a bunch of dickheads.
Bunch of Karens.
The Karens. I think what I like about match thread, you know, you want a bit of argy-bargy in there. You want to throw a few three bards left, right, and centre, but you want it to ease off. You want to go hard sort of first few days, and then you sort of back off, have a bit of chat about different things, bit of common ground. Then you go hard again, go right leading into the game. But the Warriors, they just don't have that soft edge. Tiff just sits there in the background. He's just waiting to fire off a salvo whenever he can get a chance. He's a sly old dog in the match threads, but they don't get along with us. And I think it was T2B, one of our rookies. He made a nice little logo there, the Coney Island Karens, and one of them bit. It might have been ND. He bit, and so and then Cold Sober, he got onto it as well. Yeah, it was good fun.
So you're saying that on their own they're quite hard, but as a group they're a bunch of soft cocks.
As the Warriors? No, other way around. I mean, they're good blokes individually. Like you're talking to PMs and media and that, but it's when they get into that sort of pack mentality, representing the Warriors in a match thread, they get into that Bay 13 style. You know, they got their origin in Bay 13, so they got that sort of that style of posting, sort of like what Washette was like back in the, she was a big advocate of that style, so they still keep that going. But yeah, they just don't. Our style of posting at the Dragons doesn't really compliment them too well. You were up against them last week. How did you think of him last week? But
it's pretty quiet actually. It was fairly sedate.
They're losing pants, mate. You see that in media today?
Yeah, you reckon that's real?
Oh, he likes a bit of attention, but he likes to hop gloves. And he didn't Harvey do that media thread on who jumps between clubs all the time? Pants was right up there. I reckon he's probably been at the Warriors for a few years now. He's ready to move on.
I think the halfback just likes to get naked and jump in the mosh pit and get all the crowd rubbing him and it's crowd surfing. So I think
Harvey likes attention, mate. He does.
Yeah. So anyway, now, have you ever been tempted to go to the Bombers?
No.
Have you ever
I reckon I get drowned out at the Bombers. Like, I've spoken to. I want to speak to about this Riviat. I had a chat with him this year because obviously he's moved from the Bombers last year to the Gumbies this year, and I had a chat to him. And the problem is the Bombers, unless you're really outspoken and put out a big shitload of numbers posting wise, you sort of just blend in. But to sort of get your own sort of personality, be known within the league, you can move from the Bombers to somewhere else like the Gumbies, and all of a sudden you're well known. Whereas if you went the other way, I reckon you just like Buddy Kavsky. Like when he was at the Royals, everyone knew who he was, or now he's just a generic Buddy Bomber flog.
So you think the solution to being, getting your name out there is join the Gumbies?
No, not being in the Bombers. But who's at the Gumbies that posts more than 20 posts a week? You probably know them all. It'd be, Barry, of course, Riviat, Goose, Gangastron, the old anti-blind eye.
Yeah, but he's going to the Bears next season.
Is he? When do you hear that?
He's going to change his name back to Arnie Blind Eye and go back to where he belongs.
Oh, he'll get his EKA badge back. He'll be happy about that.
Well, and he'll get his mojo back. Like, he hasn't been the same. With a rubber on, he needs to go full bear.
People aren't a fan of that new name, Gangastron.
No, I don't. I think, truth be known, he wouldn't be either. I think it's something he did, and he's made a mistake with it. And it's a shit name anyway, because when you try and spell it to bloody get it up, just to tag it, I fucking keep spelling it wrong. I don't know. It's wrong with me. Yeah. Righto. Now, you stated MWPP is a menace, and you want Natural Dumbass to do something about it once he's admin.
What context was this? What was she doing?
I don't know. You just bagged her as a menace and you said natural disaster. You need to do something about it. So I want to know what you wanted to do. Actually, it was something to do with her being a serial gate crasher.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So what do you want him to do? Because natural disaster needs to get notes down because he's not the brightest guy. So you just lay it out here because he listens to this show. He's a big fan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, problem is, I was leading up to that because I think she was at number 7 gate crasher. She was somewhere a little bit down the list. I knew that ND was number 1, so I was sort of leading up to it. But MWPP, she's all over the Hawks threads because her, Chip, and Porps, they're all good mates, and Agent 93 and a few others. They're always going backwards and forwards in each other's threads. So MWPP is always in the Hawks threads, and Porps and Chip's always in the Bears threads. You'd think of she'd be a good candidate to jump across the Hawks, actually.
Yeah, but let's get back to punishing the bitch.
Oh, yeah.
What did you want natural disaster to do?
Well, do you want him to be... Does he want everyone to stay in their own respective match threads, or does he want to do the blue all three sort of... the thing he's trying to get everyone to do is to spread their love, to go across all the match threads, or do you want everyone to stay in their own match threads? And ND, he's the worst gate crasher of them all, so I don't think he's going to stop her because he's worse than she is.
But he's a gate crasher when he doesn't even know what thread he's in.
Yeah, he's just tagged in. He thinks he belongs there.
Yeah, he's been in ours a couple of times and started talking, and then realised, oh fuck, I'm not in my game thread. Yeah. Anyway, now you've been scathing about the way the committee handled the expansion bids, right?
Have I?
Yes, you have.
All right.
Well, do you think they handled it all right then? Because you're an expansionist,
I wasn't privy of what happened. It was just what Ace told me, and he just gave me a broad overview, and everyone seemed to keep their reasoning pretty close to their chests.
But you're an expansionist, aren't you?
Yeah. I think, I don't know, it was the committee or certain senior people in the SFA. I've just got a little bit
Name names. Who's the senior
I
people?
don't know. I'm the second year, but he's sophomore, but bloke. I don't know who's the head honcho.
Well, it doesn't matter whether you know or not. Just use some names.
Use some names. All right.
Just throw some out there.
Who's someone up there would be obviously the BC. So they always had that name attached to not wanting expansion. So Manangatang, he's in the BC. Filth Wizard.
Yeah, the Jesus. He would have been part of it.
Oh, yeah, geez, he wanted it to happen because he's
Filthy Wizard. You could smell him all over it. You could smell filth. It was just filth.
Yeah,
Righto.
They're just set in their ways now, and I just think they're forgetting their roots. You think of what SFA was 15 years ago? It was all about expansion. It was about getting more people in there, taking a few risks. Whereas now everyone's they're paranoid that teams are going under. Well, if they go under, well, so be it. People need to just relax a little bit more and not take it so seriously. Give everyone a go.
Right. You stated Tiger Turbulence has mellowed in his old age. He's more interested in being a talkback radio host than a quiddy god.
Yeah, what are you doing right now?
Did you once think I was a quiddy god?
Yeah. Oh. The way you talk about it. I mean, you know, you went last season, young, impressionable rookie, being a furious master and you'd be talking yourself up. So look, this bloke's pretty good at quiddy.
Hey, fucking oath I was.
But now you're sitting back when the next buddy ABC radio midnight quiz host. You got it all sorted.
Fucking, I reckon that quiz, I'll make me in on that.
Yeah.
Now, Chipmunk, spending time with Cold Sober. Is the little fella turning feral, and is the plan to get the little fella to the Dragons?
He is feral. He's like a bloody plague. I reckon he's a hot tip to be the number one gate crash at the end of the season. He's fucking everywhere right now.
Yeah, but you blokes grooming him, though, for the Dragons?
I reckon that legit. Every single team in the SFL will be happy to have Chipmunk there, mate. He's a good little
about
poster.
You guys, though?
We'll take him in a second. I don't think he'll come.
I've seen you giving him the little squirrel grip there, and looking after him.
Yeah. You wouldn't want to turn back the Chipmunk, mate.
Yeah, we're not working for him, though. Trouble with him is, we'd have trouble with him because that dumpster, he probably wouldn't be able to get out of it. So, anyway.
You don't need to get him at your club because he's in your match threads anyway, mate. So.
Agent 93 dislikes a lot of your posts.
He does too, does he?
Yeah. What do you think's behind this loading he has for you? Because
that all comes back to people. Yeah, you know that? I don't know. You follow Survivor that happened earlier this year in the club room. Looney put on a game.
No, missed that one.
Yeah, it went for about 4 or 5 months. It was pretty intense. And I was in an alliance with him in there and turned on him. I backstabbed him.
Right.
Personally, yeah.
And so he's been disliking you ever since.
Yeah, he's
you backstabbing bastard.
Yeah, it turned into a Dragons versus Hawks sort of thing. I backstabbed him and SM and a few other blokes as well, but then they got me there. Fucking Chipmunk of all people got me. Anyway, but no, they
little feral rodent.
Yeah, mate. I thought I had him in my back pocket, and he stabbed me.
Jeez.
Yeah. But that's what the Agent 93 thing.
I love it. I love it. All right, so that's good. I'll every time I see him dislike your post now, I'll have a chuckle. That's excellent. Now, did you read the Halfbacks media piece about free agency, right, that he put out? Now, he said the Dragons are interested in him and have to be because he's the greatest player to ever put on the Dragons jumper. Now, you being a Dragon, I mean, I gagged on it, and I'm a Furies player. What did you guys think when you read that?
After he thinks highly of himself, we'd welcome him. He'd be Andy. I reckon the one style, the poster was sort of missing Dragons right now is that sort of guy with a bit of a hard edge. Well, yeah, because we had Fumbler. He will still have him on our list, but he's unfortunately gone.
Oh, and look what's happened to him since you had him. You broke him.
Yeah, he went out bush for work back in July. I haven't heard from him since, so I hope he comes back. But I reckon Harvey would complement our style. And I know what Harvey, he's stuck on 149 games, the Dragons, you know that. So he needs one more game to get, but life membership.
Yeah, I can see how that'd be tempting.
And next season he's going to drop out of the top 10 most experienced Dragons because I think Ace Follow, Blaze Storm and Hatchie and Knifey Spoon will all go past him. So if he wants to stay in the top 10 most games played for Dragons, he's going to have to rejoin us.
Well, Ace Sandy's going to have to get some kahunas if he's going to captain the halfback because he's a bit of a wild man. I mean, he's taken over our cap. At one stage he was posting team sheets and all sorts of things. He sort of runs his own race at times. Ace Sandy, you be able to handle him?
Yeah, I reckon it'll be good for Ace. He needs to have something kept on his toes.
Righto. Now, do you feel like a light side loser now after the light versus dark match? I heard that breath then. Yeah.
I'm a bit angry.
Hey.
Yeah. Dark and light. Tiff did well with them. I didn't give a shit about it until actually he created it, and all of a sudden I'm like, I use light mode. I'm loyal to light mode. Got the passion going, that's for sure.
Yeah.
So no, I'm still light mode, but I actually do switch to dark mode when I'm lying in bed and got the light off, and I'm sort of just you're reading your phone, but at midnight.
Yeah, trying to do Pornhub and all that. Mrs. Catcher, I know what you're talking about.
You need multiple tabs, mate.
Hey, now you called Kadaski the Edamine of a generic bomber flog.
Well, he is, yeah.
Absolutely no individuality at all, with the personality of a dish rag.
Yeah, that's him.
I particularly like that. Do you stand by these comments, or do you think you owe him an apology?
He's the worst poster on the SFA, mate. He's a waste of Chiefs bandwidth. Absolute waste.
Now, you like waffle, don't you, or Pugsley?
Big fan of waffle.
Yeah, I'm the same. So when you look at the two of them, they both got. I know a lot of posters either like them or don't like them. So you're Kadaski, absolute waste of time. Dish rag, get rid of him.
He's that generic bomber, posts 100 times a week, and he's just dealing out, but your mama insults the whole time, and he's not creative. He reckons he does a quiz, but I haven't seen it. But Pugsley's got a little pug persona. It's pretty interesting. All the other bombers have got something going for them. But I'm a big fan of they annoy the shit out of you, but you can see what they're doing. They add something to the league. Like Antonio Bluevane, coach.
So what did Katsky do to you? What did he actually do to you? Because
he did nothing. He did the same thing.
What's he done that makes
you? He did the same thing as what the other bombers do, but without any creativity or adding anything to the league. He just talks shit.
I'll tell you what, he's probably sitting back thinking, I got a bit of space in buddy Serial Thriller's head here, so he's probably quite happy. He's probably the bloke that achieved a result.
Maybe, mate. Maybe that's his thing. Maybe he just want to be that little Weasley bloke that gets in everyone's heads by doing a shit job of it.
So, who do you think is the shittiest team in the SFA, and why is it the Warriors?
Yeah, it's the Warriors. Yeah, and for the reasons I described earlier, it's just they don't have an off switch, mate. They don't have that sort of Tonga Bob does. Tonga Bob is probably the only one on their list too. And D on his day, well, they can get a bit conversational, have a chat about things. Do you want to talk about pizzas and that? Do you want pineapple on your pizza or not? That whole convo. But they just don't have an off switch. They're just on the whole time. I just don't enjoy Warrior.
Right. Ace Andrew 69, is that your alt in an attempt to give your boss some street cred?
That's Harry, mate. It's 100% Harry. I know what he's up there.
Yeah.
Same with, Boomer Andy. I'm 99% sure that it's ND. But yeah, abusing mod privileges.
Is that right?
Yeah, I can see because he's the one. So
do you think when natural disaster becomes admin, we should bring that up with him?
Yeah, talk about alts. So all alts should be banned, and then we post under Boomer Andy. We can stir him up about it.
Yeah, I like that. Do that. Yeah, I think that you can't have double standards.
No, you can't be a hypocrite.
Righto. Now, talking about football then, you managed pathetic 3 disposals when you lined up at the Dragons Ruck Rover. You serious? Can't you play Quiddy?
Apparently not this year. I was feeling, you know what happens when you convince your skipper to put your ruck rover. You think, I've got the mob in the bag. Like, once you're in the ruck rover, it's I've got them. And I've seen the same with Marlowe and all that. He's the same. As soon as he got it ruck rover, he's talking about the mobs the whole year. But I thought the same until then. Got a couple of rainy games and got only a handful of disposals. And you get, what happens? You get benched in the first quarter and they get put back on at the back pocket, which is probably that case for that 3 disposal game there. And I'm cooked. I think Ant 555 might be a good shout for it this year. So basically,
Ace should never put you in a prime position then.
No, I earned the spot, mate. I earned that spot. I'm keeping it.
Righto. Yeah, but look at yourself. Don't worry about the team. God. Righto. It's time for Crap or Fact. Have you seen the Grand Uncle Horace Perpetual Trophy that's just gone online today?
Oh, mate, it looks beautiful.
Oh, yes. And it's up for the smartest, thickest prick. Now, Agent 93 probably thinks he has it won with his huge score of 9 out of 10. Is there someone in the SFA that can score the perfect 10? Serial Thriller could just be that hero we're waiting for. You know how this works, don't you, Thriller?
Yeah, mate. All the ones you've done so far, I've sort of played along, sort of given the live fact.
And what sort of score you reckon
I've done 6. I've got 6 once. Average probably in the 4 or 5 range. I got 3 once. That was my worst.
Well,
I reckon I'm on track
as long
for
as you
a
don't go below
4 or 5.
3, because even though I had Basti convinced of that, did you hear that one? He got 3, and I convinced him he was the lowest, and all the rest he was mortified. And then later on, he came back about 2 days later when he realised he was the same as Pam Bangers and Sturge and Clark Hemming Horry.
Hit him up, mate.
It was funny. But anyway, that's how it works. All right, so here we go. Nice and quick with the answers. Don't be like Sturge. Don't try and get on the computer and try and cheat. Be interesting to see where you go. The inhabitants of the Falkland Islands are known as Kelpers.
Kelpers. Fact.
It is a fact. Good guess.
Mm.
When the moon blocks the path of the sun, it is called a lunar eclipse.
Oh, shit. Moon blocks path the sun.
Come on.
Solar. No, fault. Fact. Crap. It's crap.
All right, you're taking too long. Yeah, I'm going to penalise you if you take much longer.
I've got to think, mate. I've got to think. That was one of those ones where it's not, it's like not a random Falkland Island one. That's one that you should know. And so I'm thinking, was it right? Let me know. Was it right?
That was right. So you got 2 so far, so you're flying. But I want quick answers.
All right.
Actress Joan Crawford's dieting secret was crackers and mustard.
Fact.
It was. All right. 3 with 7 to go. You could be the guy.
No. I'm happy now. Can't go last.
Pressure's
by myself.
off.
I just want one more and I'm happy. I'm not last.
You're doing better than Basti. I think he got the first 6 wrong. He just was terrible.
Yeah.
Here we go. Fallout, feedback, and faction are words that have been entered the English language since 1960.
Crap.
It is crap. Whew.
Yeah, not last. I can relax. Now I can relax.
Yeah. Well, this is 50%. If you get 5, you're right in the centre. Here we go. The Colosseum was constructed to allow an underground area to be flooded for the sole purpose of staging mock sea battles.
I've been there. I'll say fact.
It was a fact.
Yeah.
All right. So you...
Feeling good, mate.
Well, you, my friend, are now equal with Miggs and the halfback. If you get 6, you'll be then equal with Footy Guy 13 and Jack Barrow, with only Agent 93 in front of you. And then obviously he's on 9. So potentially you get 2 more right, you'll be second between that group. But you want 10. We've got to go for 10 now. You're potentially that man. And the rest are easier. So always put the hard questions first. Here we go. Opera singer Dame Joan Hammond was a champion golfer.
Fact.
It was a fact.
Yeah.
You're guessing this?
Yeah, I'm guessing it, mate. Fucking, I've got no idea. I don't even know who that person is, mate. I wouldn't have
No. All right, here we go. We keep going.
Yeah.
Despite its name, the oriental fruit moth does not attack fruit trees.
It does not attack fruit trees. Crap.
It is crap. Oh, Agent 93. Oh, he'd be hanging on to this now. He's going, oh, shit.
What am I on? 7.
You're on 7.
Oh, yeah.
With 3 to go. So you can do this.
Yeah.
Agent 93 is going to be sitting there because he's seen the Horry trophy now. And he'll be wanting his name on that bastard.
Yeah. What happens if we're both on 9?
I'll do a playoff.
Okay.
So I'll bring us both on and we'll do a playoff. No, there's not going to be fucking draws in that. There's one winner in this.
You won't want to be on there with me, mate. He hates me for that, but he's...
I like the fact that you've still got 3 questions to go and you're talking about what you do with Agent 93.
No, because I'm not going to bomb out next one, so I need to do it all.
Here we go. No, these are easy. Here we go.
Yeah.
In 1870s, the Vanderbilt holiday home at Newport had 4 kinds of running water: hot, cold, salt, and fresh.
Fact.
It was a fact.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, here we go then. Agent 93's going.
I reckon only one of these have had only one of these have had a slight idea of the answer.
No, it's excellent. I love it. Here we go. Bistro, 5-star, and thorns are all terms associated with napkin folding.
Crap.
It is crap.
Oh, yes.
All right. Agent 93 is... He's just sitting there going, oh, no! Okay, and remember the judges' decision is final on this.
Oh, shit. Pressure's back on now. I've been taking it easy since question 3.
This is the easiest question you've been asked, number 10 is. Here we go. Ace Andy is the biggest squib in the SFA.
Fact.
Yes, it is! Congratulations, you got the perfect score.
Woo.
And it validated they said he's the biggest squib in the
that, Agent
SFA.
93.
You know what? They're going to get annoyed with that last question, though, but I don't care. I just wanted to get you to say it.
If I was sitting on 5 when that question came along, I would have lied, but because I was on 9, I can't lie. Fuck.
Oh, dear, that's great. I love it. All right. I didn't think we'd ever get a perfect 10. That is outstanding. Well done on not knowing fuck all, but being able to sound like you do.
Yeah, mate.
Righto. One last question. Who would you like to see in the hot seat next?
I was having to think about this. I was thinking of people like Marlowe, Headless, but I thought I would stick with some of the newer posters before it goes back to the old school guys. So I'm going to go with GWS Goose from the Gumbies.
Righto. Oh, I like it. I started with a Gumby in the seat, Barry Brand. So, all right, you heard it, GWS Goose. Have you got the kahunas? I'm sure he has. To sit in the hot seat. Until next time, this is Tiger Turbulence. Turning up the heat. Makes Andy's the biggest squib in the SFA.